Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So the Honorable Mr. Titu, Lecturer of Public Sector Accounting course, and to all my friends. Let me introduce ourselves. We are Group 6 and will be presenting on public sector audits. Before we begin our presentation, please allow us to introduce our group members. Starting with me, my name is Akmal Rosada and my friends are Erina Sintiami Tampubolon, Herlinda Amelia, Octavia Yuka Nurfariza, Dwindra Ardina Tarnisha, Kurotu Aini, and Olivia Ayu Pambayun. Alright, without further ado, let's begin our discussion. On the first slide, I will explain the definition of an audit. Etymologically, the word audit comes from the Latin word audire, meaning to hear. This means that the auditing process involves listening or receiving information. For this process to occur, several elements are required: information, a medium, a listening device, and a response. Therefore, an audit can be said to be an activity involving the receipt, processing, and response of data by a trusted party. The results of the process are then communicated to the relevant parties for follow-up. Furthermore, in the context of accounting practice, auditing is also known as the process of collecting and evaluating evidence to determine and report on the degree of conformity between existing information and established criteria or standard.
On this slide, I will explain the definition of examination and the concept of auditing. According to Law Number 15 of 2004, examination is a process of identifying problems, then conducting analysis and evaluation of the management and accountability of state finance. This process is carried out independently, objectively, and professionally. This means that the examiner must not take sides, must work based on fact, and follow applicable standards. The purpose is to ensure that the information present is correct, accurate, reliable, and accountable. Furthermore, according to Freeman and Sauder, there are three important points in the concept of auditing. The first point is that the audit, as the party being examined, has responsibility for all activities, transactions, and events that occur. They also make assertions or statements such as financial report. This means that the audit must ensure that the information they present is in accordance with the actual condition. The second point is that the auditor compared their assertion with established criteria or standard, such as accounting standard or applicable regulation. From this process, the auditor evaluates whether the information is appropriate or not and then provides an audit opinion. This opinion is important because it's the main result of the audit process. The third point is that the audit result will be used by report user, such as the government, investor, or the public. They use information from both the audit and the auditor to assess whether financial management has been carried out properly and to assist in decision making. So, it can be concluded that auditing is not only about examining, but also about providing assurance that the information present is reliable and useful for decision making.
Okay, next I will explain the relationship between the auditor and the financial audit body as the first party, the reporting entity as the second party, and the reporting users as the third party. Before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Dwindra Ardina Tanisha with the last student ID 063. The first party to the second party relates to the purpose of the audit. Meanwhile, the second party to the third party demonstrate a relationship of accountability for the trust in managing public funds. The first party to the third party then serves as an attestation namely reporting the financial statements that have been audited by the first party. Furthermore, there are characteristics of public sector audits. First, there is a fundamental difference between public and private sector audits, namely the importance of political policies priorities by public sector audits, which are conducted in the short term. And the second, public sector auditors carry out their work based on applicable laws and regulation. And the third, public sector audits use state financial audit standard issued by the Supreme Audit Agency.
Okay, now I want presentation about difference between private sector audit and public sector audit in Indonesia. One, public executive. In private sector audit is public accounting firm, while in public sector audit is government audit institution and also KAP appointed by government audit institution. Two, audit object. In private sector audit is private company or entity, while in public sector audit is entities, program, activities, and functions related to the implementation of state financial management and accountability in accordance with laws and regulations. Three audit standards used in private sector audit is Public Accountant Professional Standard or SPAP issued by IAI, while in public sector audit is a State Financial Audit Standard or SPKN issued by the BPK. 4. Compliance with laws and regulation. In private sector audit, not too dominant in the audit, while in public sector audit, it is a dominant factor because activities in the public sector are greatly influenced by regulation and legislation. Now about purpose of public sector audit. The information required from the result of public sector audits can be used by internal parties to carry out internal improvements. Audit results are also required by external parties to evaluate whether one, the public sector manage public resource and use its authority appropriately and in accordance with provisions and regulations. Two, the implemented program achieves the desired goals and results. Three, public services are provided effectively, efficiently, economically, ethically, and fairly. The objectives of public sector audits are implemented in Law Number 15 of 2004.
Based on Law Number 15 of 2004 and the State Finance Audit Standards, there are three types of public sector audits. The first is financial audit. This audit is conducted to assess whether financial statements are fairly presented in accordance with applicable accounting standards. The second is performance audit. This type of audit aims to evaluate economy, efficiency, and effectiveness in order to improve the performance of an institution. The third is special purpose audit. This audit is conducted for specific purposes such as investigative audits or audits of internal control systems. Public sector audit standards in Indonesia are established by the Audit Board of Indonesia or BPK in accordance with Law Number 15 of 2004. Currently, the standards used are called the State Finance Audit Standard or SPKN. SPKN serves as the main guideline
for conducting audits in the public finance sector. These standards apply to audits of entities, programs, activities, and functions related to the management and accountability of state finance. SPKN is used by BPK, public accountants, and other parties conducting audits on behalf of BPK. In addition, government internal supervisory bodies may also use SPKN as a reference in carrying out their duties.
On this slide, I will explain about the government internal auditor in terms of structure. BPK is established under Article 23E of the 1944 Constitution and consists of 7 members, including a chairperson and vice-chairperson who are responsible for auditing state finance. The Secretariat of the body provides administrative and operational support to ensure that all BPK activities run smoothly. Next, the Chief Inspector is divided into RENALOF, which handle planning, analysis, and evaluation, and one INSUS, which focus on supervision and special audit based on finding and public complaints. Finally, the Chief Auditor of State Finance is responsible for auditing the state and regional budget as well as state-owned and regional-owned enterprise and overseeing the management of state finance.
In here, I will discuss about internal government auditors, commonly known as the Government Internal Control Apparatus or APIP, consisting of BPKB, Inspectorate General of Ministries, or Supervisory Unit of Non-Department Government Institution, or LPND, and Internal Supervisory Unit of State-Owned Enterprise, or BUMN. The objective of APIP supervision is to support the smooth and accurate implementation of government activities and development. Number one is Financial and Development Supervisory Agency or BPKB. BPKB is an adjustment of the supervisory function that was previously carried out by the Directorate General of State Financial Supervision under the Ministry of Finance. Number two is Inspectorate General of Ministries or Supervisory Unit of LPND. The Inspectorate General is responsible for carrying out functional supervision within the Ministry of Finance over the implementation of duties of all elements based on policies set by the ministries and applicable laws and regulations. Next, number three is Regional Supervisory Agency. In Article 184, paragraph 1, it is stated that regional heads submit a draft regional regulation or PERDA on accountability of the implementation of the regional revenue and expenditure budget or APBD to the Regional House of Representative or DPRD in the form of financial statements that have been audited by the Audit Board of Indonesia or BPKB no later than 6 months after the end of the fiscal year. Next is auditor profession. The Indonesia Institute of Accounting or IAE as the professional accounting organization is in Indonesia has since 2000 established the Public Sector Accounting Compartment or KSP, which aims to develop the public sector accounting profession, including the development of public sector auditing. In relation to the audit of state financial management in accordance with the Third Amendment to the 1945 Constitution in 2001, the Audit Board of Indonesia or BPK will become the supreme audit institution that must take a leading role in improving and revenue applicable laws and regulations. Thank you for watching this presentation. We hope the information we shared was clear, useful, and easy to understand. We apologize for any shortcomings. Thank you for your attention.